So today's topic is focus on competition is a formula for mediocrity. So first of all, by focus of competition, what I understand is that you are focusing on competition, but maybe that is not the only thing that you're focusing on. And secondly, formula for mediocrity. So prima facie, when I heard this sentence, I thought that it was extreme because formula by formula, I understand that they are implying that it is always like that. So what this sentence implies according to me, that if you focus on competition, then always you would give a mediocre performance. So throughout the PPT I will talk about this topic and what my views are. So first of all, what I think is that there are always some merits and demerits when you focus on competition, but they depend on three things. First is that uh, the merit of competition. So who are you competing against? How good is that person or those people with whom you are competing with? Second is the type of person that you are. So are you a person who takes competition sportingly, or are you a person who lets competition affects your performance? And third is the field of competition. So what are you competing at? Is it business? Is it job? Is it studies? Is it sports? Or any such thing? So what are you competing at? Or so I feel that these three factors decide whether you are going to have more merits when you focus on competition, or you are going to have disadvantages of focusing on competition. So first is, who are you competing against? Now we will take an example of Aniket, who is talented at cricket but plays only with his apartment friends. So he is really good at cricket and he plays very well, but then he is not ready to go outside his comfort zone, or that now he has another friend Sunil also. So they both are living in the same apartment and they both play cricket together. So they both are like almost equal competitors, like equally talented. And what happens is that Aniket is constantly focusing on Sunil as his competition, and Sunil realizes that maybe here I'm not getting very good people to play with, so I don't understand where I exactly stand. So Sunil starts going out, starts playing at the district level, joins a cricket academy, and then he goes on to play at the district level, state level. So if you can see, once Sunil stops playing with them, Aniket is very happy because now he's the best player in the apartment, and he is just content with that because he had a lot of focus on his competition. So he was just focusing on Sunil, and once there was no Sunil to play with and he was the best player, he was just happy with that. So he never thought that, okay, how is it that I am playing with respect to that there are so many people outside in the world who might be playing well. So he never thought of that, and both of them were interested in making a career in cricket, let's say. So now if you see the other picture, there is Sunil. So Sunil goes to play at the district level and he joins a coaching academy where he sees that there are so many people who are as talented as him or who are more talented than him. And in the beginning, if you see, he looks a little dejected because he's not able to perform that well. But once he realizes that there are so many good people as compared to him, he takes the help of those people, he takes the help of his coach, and he just focuses on his performance now. So he realizes that now at this point I shouldn't be competing with others and I should just focus on improving my game. And later on, he goes and plays in the Ranji team or whatever, let's say. So he becomes successful. So what we need to understand here is that we should know when to focus on competition and when to focus on only bettering ourselves without comparing our performance with others. So sometimes it is very important to know where you stand. Okay, and once you realize that you have a lot of work to do, then you should just compare yourself with how I was yesterday. Otherwise, as you can see in the case of Aniket, his performance always remained mediocre because it was, first of all, the wrong people he was comparing himself against. Like now, he was just comparing himself with his apartment friends who were not that good at cricket. So he always remained a mediocre player when he had, whereas like he had a very good talent, he could have become a very good cricketer, but because of his attitude, he couldn't do anything. Next is, how well can you handle competition. Now, we can take here the example of, let's say, Ritika and Manisha, who hail from the same town, and they both have secured admission in a very premier engineering institute. So now, if we take the case of Ritika, she has always topped in her school and college, and she's like never faced failure in her life. So when she enters this engineering college, she suddenly feels that there are so many smart people, and she struggles competing against them. She struggles getting like now she is no more the topper in her college, and she kind of gets frustrated with it. Because of that, she starts feeling inferior herself, and that's why she starts criticizing others, and then she starts trying to put them down in order to feel good about herself. So this is the kind of person who can't handle competition, or who doesn't know how to handle competition. But on the other hand, if you look at Manisha, so she is also from the same town, and she was also good at studies, but she always knew that wherever she would go, she would always find people who are better than her. So like when she saw that there are so many better people as compared to her in her college, so she was kind of focusing on competition, in the sense she was looking at other people. But then she saw there were people who were like playing at the state level, who were very good at studies also, who were very good at some extracurricular activities, who were very good at public speaking. And she realized that, okay, this is, she took it as an opportunity. She thought that, okay, there are so many things I can learn from these people, and I can, become a better version of myself. And so she took it that way, and she made so many nice friends and really improved herself over the 4 years. But if you look at Ritika, she just got depressed, and because of her criticizing nature, she just drove everyone away from her, and just became a sad and depressed person. So what we learn from this is that we should get inspired seeing people do better than us, and not get frustrated by it. So if you focus on competition in a positive way, maybe it can really help us to become a better version of ourselves. Now, what are you competing at? Now, if you're like competing in business, then this we have example of Google and Microsoft. So they were just too much focused on each other, and at that time only Apple emerged. Also, like focusing on imitation. If you're looking at business, focusing on competition leads to imitation, and there is lack of innovation. So uh, in business, if you're looking at, we should not have too much focus on competition, but we should know what things they are doing in order to prepare ourselves for any unexpected things that might happen in the market. So second is sports. Now, in sports, if you say, focusing on competition might be a good thing, because you need to know the weaknesses and strengths of your competitors. It always helps when you face them, if you know that beforehand. But when practicing, again, you should just focus on how much better you have become as compared to earlier. And third is life. Now, so many people like compare their life as compared to others, and it's just a natural thing that happens to human beings. But competing with the others for happiness, I think, is a recipe for sadness and mediocrity, because everyone has a different life path, and people become successful at different points of time in their life. So there's no point on competing with others, like, okay, how much does this person have, and I don't have that much, like I didn't get that good job, this person got a better job. So all these things just make you sad, and it can never give you the kind of happiness that you want. So at life, you should like never focus on anyone but just yourself. So that's all, and thank you.